Well, it is a very good morning from Follett Field in Howick Pakuranga. It is the business end of the 2021 Baseball New Zealand National Championships. This is the bronze medal match played between Counties and Auckland Central City, two clubs with a great history in the emergence of baseball in this country. Two sides that are fairly even. As we run through the Counties Colts side, Jamie Box, Tauriri Jackson, Dominic Elliott, Randy Yard, the former professional, Chris Richards, another former professional, Taylor Irwin, Tyrea Thompson, Connor Tyre, and Ethan Copeland. But like most baseball, this will come down to pitching depth. This will come down to who has enough energy in the tank off the back of three very good days of baseball. The Auckland Central side, well, it also is full of experience and youthful exuberance. Cooper Hutchinson at right field, Hiroki Fujimori at centre field, Blake Wardrobe at shortstop, Cameron Sutton at third base, Nick Weaver will be the designated hitter today. Shuta Yoshikawa will play in left field. Dan Maori from Canada at first base. Conrad Konsei will be the catcher, and Jimmy Hinara at second base. Well, one of the great traditions in all of baseball, the playing of the national anthem. Wonderful start for small but enthusiastic crowd. Crowds are expected to build throughout the day, because later on this afternoon the gold medal match too. And we'll talk about that this morning with my man who will join me very shortly, a member of this county side, Dale Budge. Overcast conditions here in Auckland shouldn't affect players. The wind, well, it's moderate at best, but they are environmental factors these players will be familiar with, having played on this field over the last 3 days. Alongside me, bringing you all the expert comments, is Dale Budge. He is a member of this county side, but he promises me that he'll bring impartiality to his commentary this morning. Morning to you, Dale. Welcome.
G'day, Mark. Great to be here. The sort of spiritual home of New Zealand baseball. Beautiful day for it. Not overly hot, and there's fingers crossed there's no rain later on, but really looking forward to it. Exciting 2 games ahead for us.
Now, these two teams have already met, and that was on day one, Thursday afternoon.
Yeah, don't remind me about it. Crucial game in the overall scheme of things. Proved to be the deciding game of who went through to the gold medal match and who didn't. Counties, the Colts were up 6-1, I think, early in that game in complete control, and then managed to find a way to hand away that advantage. The Central City side was really well managed. I think Kohler did an excellent job getting his side into the game and playing smart baseball, putting pressure on some of the young counties players, and they didn't respond. They didn't respond well enough, and ultimately went to extra innings, and Central City got the job done in extra innings.
Now, just having a look at the two managers here. Kohler on the right-hand side for Central City, Mark Irwin here on the left. Kohler, interesting character out of Taiwan, a bit of a legend over there. I was talking to him earlier. 1988, he was the pitcher that won Taiwan the Little League World Series, and he became a bit of a household name, and boy, he's made baseball his life.
Oh, he's legend over there, legend here too. A guy that's been heavily involved in the sport at all sorts of levels across, from Baseball New Zealand international teams all the way down. I know he's sort of acted as a scout for the Auckland Tuatara in the last couple of years, and tried to find players for us in Asia, and using his connections. He's widely regarded as one of the best baseball brains going around.
And let's talk about Counties, because normally he sits alongside of us in commentary box, and he's an old head here, one of the more experienced managers, coaches, very good baseball knowledge too, is Mark Irwin, the manager and coach for Counties.
Absolutely one of the leading coaches here in New Zealand, and a guy I'm sure who will get more opportunity as the game continues to progress. He's already coached at international level with age group sides. You can see his son there in jersey 47, Taylor Irwin, on the mound starting for the Colts today, and yeah, he's a player with immense talent, someone that the Tuatara are keeping a very close eye on, Mark.
Well, as we know in baseball, really the key to this is pitching depth, isn't it? How many good pitchers you've got in stock. We've had a really intensive 3 days. Randy Yard, brilliant for Counties. He's not starting today, as you've mentioned. Taylor Irwin on the mound. When you look at the two pitchers, Irwin up against the Auckland
Central City guy, yeah.
Auckland Central City pitcher, which I did have here. How do you see this one?
Look, to be honest, I can't tell you a great deal about the Central City starter. He's someone that's fairly new to me. But you know, they're a good baseball side. They're here for a reason. They narrowly lost the Auckland competition final a week or so back, and that Bayside Wolves team that's going to play in the final this afternoon is a really talented team. So for them to go that close, they're a pretty handy baseball outfit, and we saw them, you know, play good baseball smarts on Thursday and be the better of the two teams. Yeah, Taylor will use some off-speed stuff. He's, you know, between him and Randy, certainly the class of the pitching stocks in the Counties roster, and yeah, looking forward to seeing how he goes in a big moment like this.
Now, my apologies, Kosei Hirota is on the mound for Auckland Central City, just 17 years of age, out of One Tree Hill College, as we see that first pitch from Irwin. It is high. And one of the interesting things too, Dale, will be to see how the umpires and what their strike zone is, and all we ask for is consistency.
Oh, absolutely, and that's the fundamental story when it comes to baseball. KG behind the plate, very experienced umpire, calling balls and strikes for us today. Had a good tournament from what I've seen. So
it is Cooper Hutchinson, the right fielder for Auckland Central City, who is their lead-off hitter.
He's in a little bit of a hole here. 1 and 2. Taylor ahead here from to use that off-speed stuff. He locates really well.
Bit of bat on ball, foul ball away. Looking at Cooper Irwin, he looks fairly orthodox as a pitcher.
Yeah, like I said, he doesn't have huge velocity, but crafty pitcher, has some good off-speed stuff. He'll locate well. Good baseball smarts. He's still a teenager, but a very wise head on his shoulders. You kind of expect that when you hear his old man talk.
Yeah, very good start anyway. 1 up, 1 down, and that now brings Hiroki Fujimori batting 2-hole for Auckland City. High outside. So Irwin finds himself behind on the count. 2 balls, no strikes.
So one of the big issues when you play tournament baseball is working with pitcher counts and how many pitches each player has thrown.
Comfortable little 6-3 play. So grounds out to shortstop.
Yeah, Jackson Tauriri, Mark, has set a really good tournament. Someone that I wasn't overly familiar with before the tournament got underway. He's come up from Wellington in the player draft, and a player who looks like with a lot of talent. I've been really impressed with his play at shortstop.
Well, Blake Wardrobe now comes up, the shortstop for Auckland Central City. He's batting 3-hole out of Mount Albert Grammar School. Very, very fast, very agile player. A real player of the future, incredibly athletic.
See Taylor Irwin working quickly here, getting ahead, trying to work as quickly as he can. All of a sudden, as we see here, hitter looks up and he's in a 0-2 hole very quickly.
As we look at that, says no, inside, ball called. 2 balls, 1 strike. This time decides to go straight down Broadway. The strike does come, so there it is. 3 up, 3 down. Great economy. Very good start from Taylor Irwin. Very good start for Counties.
Yeah, terrific start from Taylor Irwin. So we haven't seen him pitch a whole heap through this tournament. He's a workhorse. He's capable of going long way into ball games. But because of the pitch count and his age, you can only, the rules apply. You throw so many pitches, you can't then pitch for a certain amount of time afterwards. And obviously the more you throw earlier in the tournament, the longer you're going to have to wait before you can pitch again. So Mark's had to manage that workload, as have all the managers. And today the shackles are sort of unleashed and Taylor can throw for as long as he likes here within reason. Randy Yard, you mentioned that. A couple of complete games from Randy dating back to Friday and Saturday through 7 innings of both of those games. So they're the two main strike weapons on the mound for Mark Irwin today. Randy will be available out of the bullpen, but his arm is fairly tired, so I wouldn't imagine we'll see a lot of Randy Yard. It'd be mainly, in an ideal world, it'd be Taylor Irwin for maybe 4 or 5 innings, and perhaps Randy Yard to come in towards the end and get a couple of outs. So
Kosei Hirata on the mound for Auckland Central City. And he, as we said in the introduction, just 17 years of age out of One Tree Hill College. So part of the Auckland school system. It's good to see these young players starting to come through and build a bit more depth here in New Zealand baseball. And he'll be looking to form a very good partnership today with Conrad Conce, who's the catcher. And Dale, let's just talk about the importance of good communication between the catcher and the pitcher. How crucial is that?
Oh, look, they just need to be on the same page, and that's key. And you see that in the majors when you get to a 162-game regular season, that certain pitchers might have a catcher that they prefer to work with, and they sort of operate as a tandem. And you might have your everyday catch for 4 out of the 5 starters, and then you have one that goes specific with a certain pitcher just because they have that chemistry together. So the more you play, it's important.
It's interesting, isn't it, looking at the young players here, and I think it's that thing, isn't it, school kids. Technically get them right, technically get them understanding the game, because later you can build the player, can't you? There is that sort of temptation to take young kids or young men and put them in the gym and try and bulk them up and sort of think that somehow size is going to get them through. But technical side of it, how important?
Oh, technical is important, but not to the point where you're coaching out natural ability. And I certainly am not technical and never would have had success, I think, if I tried to be too technical. Mine came from hand-eye coordination.
So Jamie Box, third baseman for Counties, their lead-off hitter, bottom of the first. As I've got that first pitch, low, ball called. And that home plate umpire, as we have mentioned, is Keiji Matsumoto.
So Counties have already operated with Keiji behind the dish.
And that should be a comfortable 5-3 play. And out at first, so nice little ground out to third base. So Jamie Box, he got bat on ball.
That'll relax the youngster on the mound. So, look, this is a big day. This is the pinnacle of baseball for most of the men playing the game in New Zealand. It doesn't get bigger than this. Televised game. A lot of these players not used to the added pressure of knowing that you are being broadcast. So, in these sorts of ball games, to me, it's always about the side that does the absolute basics. Same in any sport, Mark, really, isn't it? Whoever does the basics better is ultimately, 9 times out of 10, the team that comes out on top.
So Tauriri Jackson is the next hitter for Counties. Shortstop today, so we know he's athletic, we know he's agile, we expect him to be explosive too. As a look at that first pitch, ball called. So he finds himself ahead on the count early.
Softball background, hailing from Wellington. Swing and a miss there. Certainly a player with some real potential.
Kosei Hirata appears to have a variety in his arsenal as a pitcher, and he doesn't seem to be afraid to mix it up from what we've seen early on. See what he throws now. Oh, that is a little bit wild, sort of curveball, but just inside, didn't quite get the control, didn't quite get the release right. So he finds himself behind on the count. 2 balls, 1 strike. Jackson this time gets plenty on that, but the catch is comfortably taken out there in left field. And so very good taken from Shuta Yoshikawa. And 2 up, 2 down. So great economy being shown by the young Japanese pitcher for Auckland City.
Nice piece there from Tauriri. He's looked good at the plate. Hasn't probably got the numbers through the weekend that would suggest he's played as well as he has. He's done a lot of what we just saw there, made good contact, picked out fielders. So.
Now the centre fielder for Counties, Dominic Elliott, batting third in the lineup. Nice little curveball there.
Yeah, that's a nasty pitch. It's handy.
Interesting just to have a look and see what Matsumoto, the home plate umpire, in terms of his strike zone. We'll have a slightly different interpretation of it, and it's up to the pitchers to understand it. And he gets plenty on that, but just a pop-up fly ball should be comfortably taken. A little bit of confusion, but the catch is, well, not comfortable. Good catch in the finish, though. Does claim it. Great catch in right field from Auckland City, and that is a very good catch indeed from Cooper Hutchinson.
Yeah, he made good ground, Hutchinson. Into dive. There's actually a bit more of a breeze than it perhaps looks on screen here, taking the ball away from him, and you can see just stays in the end of the glove. Bobbles it. Oh, it did come free, didn't it? But he got his hand back to it. Good awareness from Hutchison.
He's got integrity.
And great position from great positioning there from first base umpire Keith Wilson.
Yeah, one of 4 players out of Manabuk Grammar School in this Auckland Central City lineup.
It took you 5 minutes. 5 minutes, Mark.
So Cole Wardrobe, third base coach.
So Dominic Elliott there was the third man out for Counties. Produced an absolute gem yesterday. At that stage, Counties were still in contention to make the gold medal match. They had to beat North Shore to have any chance of progressing. They also, needed some runs against to come into play to go through on a tie break. And in the clutch game, we saw a terrific complete game shutout from Dominic to give Counties a shot at it. Fortunately, North Shore did the job that they needed to do. They didn't win the game. Counties won the game, but North Shore did enough to ensure that they will go through to play that gold medal match. Should be a fascinating game later on today, Mark.
So Cameron Sutton batting 4 batting 4 in the lineup for Auckland Central City. Comes to the plate. And young Taylor Irwin will be high on confidence after that first inning. 3 up, 3 down, great economy. First ball straight down the middle. Strike called, so good start. Nice understanding between Irwin, the pitcher, and Tyrea Thompson, the catcher.
Yeah, but I like what Collier, the manager for Central City, doing there, just showing Mark, just putting a little bit of pressure again. An experienced left side of the infield for Counties, and we'll touch on this maybe when we get a break, Mark, just the composition of these sides. Yes, they're representing Counties, but there are players from all around the country involved as draft players. I'm not quite familiar with each other.
This time outside. That's good patience being shown by Cameron Sutton. So Irwin, this time gets plenty on that. Is that the first hit of the day? Another good catch taken though. Boy, some good outfield play being shown early on. And that is a very good catch taken from the left fielder for Counties Manukau.
Ethan Copeland out there in left, Mark.
Copeland, yep.
Nice play from him. Had to make a lot of ground. Diving catch in the end. Just tailing towards him. Nice piece of contact from Sutton too, though. Good start to this game. Both sides will be comfy with the way they've got out of the blocks here.
Now, Nick Weaver, designated hitter. So this is his specialty.
Played first base on Thursday, Mark, and was the star player for Central. Came up with some big hits. Solo shot deep left centre from memory.
This time, ball strike called. So that's an interesting call given from Matsumoto, the home plate umpire. Looked like it was low on the inside, but that is clearly his zone. This time, slightly high, foul ball away.
That breeze really blowing in from sort of centre left centre, into the eye of the hitter, so behind the right shoulder of Taylor Irwin.
This time, count remain at 1 and 2, so another foul ball.
It's going to be one of those days, Mark, where they're going to have to really barrel a ball to hit this out because you're hitting into a breeze blowing in. Can be deceiving.
Just pops that up, and again into foul territory. So good at bat so far from Nick Weaver, soaking up a few pitches, and it is all about trying to get that pitcher to burn as many matches as he can early on in the game, and therefore hopefully take him out of the game at some point, basically through fatigue.
Good defensive play from Weaver in the box too. He's fouling a couple of pitches off that aren't quite right for him.
Has a look at that one. Fell ball away again. So good at bat.
So he's looking for something there. That wasn't quite what he was after. And was good enough to just put bat to ball and foul it off and stay alive. So you just take all the strength out of your hands. And the ball sort of bounce off the bat rather than bat to ball, if that makes sense.
Ball high, just loses the control a little bit of that just from that release point from Irwin. He's been good though, he's dialed in early. He's clearly got his warm-up and his pre-game protocols right.
That was a little hello to him. See if he comes back with something off speed and can't get him to chase outside. This has been a very good at bat from Weaver.
So 3-2 full count. Now the game of cat and mouse. The game of cat and mouse. Does he decide to just look at this pitch and take the walk? He does, but he gets on that just a pop up. Catcher looking to go back, but again into foul territory. So he soaks up another pitch.
Yeah, this has been a really good at bat from Weaver. Fell in the hole early, fought his way back, making Irwin really work here. Both he and Tadia Thompson behind the dish for counties. They do play together week in and week out. Two vitally important members of this team, so at least they do know each other well.
So this time, another foul ball away. And for the first time in this game, Irwin just under a little bit of pressure. Doesn't seem to quite have maybe the variety of pitches that some pitchers might bring to the table, but this time gets more bat on ball.
Big curve, does well to foul that off. Stay alive, just Weaver. This is a good battle, really good battle.
How important is this inning in the context of this game for the bronze medal? Nothing between these two teams in pool play. This time he has a look at it and strikes him out. So good comeback from Irwin. So there we go, 2 up, 2 down. So through 5 hitters, yet to have a runner on base. So you've got to say, it is a very good performance coming from Taylor Irwin.
Yeah, just blows him by with a fastball in a half of the plate. Weaver can't catch up with it.
Now, shooter Yoshikawa. Oh, looking to just change it up, as only the Japanese can do.
So he was the man that made the nice play in the last half inning out there in left field. Diving play.
Yoshikawa. This time outside, ball called. So,
in showing bunt.
Irwin finds himself behind on the count. Yoshikawa ahead on the count this time, gets him swinging. So good comeback pitch from Irwin. So,
that very typical Japanese swing.
So this time, foul ball away into foul territory. Is the catch going to be taken? Nope. Disappears into one of the backfields here at Follett Field. Howick Pakuranga, if you are watching this game, you want to see some live baseball and just get an idea of the velocity and some of the athleticism, do get your way down to off Cascades Road in Howick Pakuranga.
Yeah, Lord Elsmore Park. This is Follett Field, diamond number 1.
And this time he'll ground out, will it? Ground out to second. And only all safe. So that will be frustrating Mark Irwin, the manager. That should have been just pretty much a simple play. You've got to say, though, that...
Yep, that's a regulation play, and just one that Konotaya's got wrong there. First base, around the yard, simple play, had plenty of time. That's the pressure of playing these games, mate. That's what I mean before. Just got to do the basics right. Try to block out the pressure, try to, too often we're focused on these Hollywood fairy tale stories of, the big players that win games. Most sport, it comes down to getting the basics right.
Strike call, good comeback pitch. So that will go down as an error for Ethan Copeland. My apologies for Konataya at first base.
So now a little bit of pressure on Irwin. Should have been out of here with a 1-2-3 inning.
Yoshikawa's got speed too. He'll be looking to try and steal second. It's just one more thing now that Irwin does need to think about, isn't it? Looking over that left shoulder. You can see him, look at him, Yoshikawa, just like a spring waiting to explode. He does go this time. Foul ball away though. We'll need to come back to first base. Can't run or steal a base on a foul.
So
I think the thing too here, isn't it? It's going to be really important that Connor Tyre at first base just puts that out of his head,
absolutely,
and just gets that confidence back. And only one really good play.
Look, and Tyre's
switch back in.
Tyre is a very competent young player, and he's got all the skills to be a very successful player. But yeah, he's still fairly young, still learning the game at this kind of level, and absolutely, baseball's all about the next pitch. Doesn't matter what just happened, it's about what happens next.
Well, this time, curveball, little high though, didn't quite get the control on it. What we mean by that curveball, that pitch generally starts at 12 o'clock if you're looking at the face of a clock, and then dips to 6.
Sharply,
Good ones can disguise it between that and a fastball. Very hard to pick up and very late. Now he looks to try and steal it. They pick him off at second. He will steal second. So there we go, Yoshikawa. Suddenly, Auckland City have a runner in scoring position.
So just a little threat here, 2-out threat from Central City. And this is where the experienced members of the county side need to just worry about getting the out here. Just get the out at home.
Bring their infield in, bring the field in just a little bit. This time, onto that. Is it an RBI single? It could be. And the first run will come home for Auckland City, and they will take a 1-0 lead off a very good
Dan Mawari. This is the Canadian import, and a nice piece of hitting there. Opposite field hitting. Saw the ball tail away from the centre fielder, drops it in between centre and right. And the first runs of this bronze final go to Central City. And you go back to that era. Innings should have been over, a regulation play. Counties have just made a small but very costly error. Yes. So now they've got to be good enough to let it go.
So Dan Mawari, the RBI, finds himself on first base. What should have been 3 up, 3 down, with that error at first base earlier, has now led to a 1-0 lead for Auckland Central City.
See that bunt attempt popping up just away from Tadia Thompson, the catcher. Interesting story. Tadia Thompson hails from the Hawke's Bay. Spent some time in Western Australia. Very talented young catcher on the New Zealand Diamond Blacks roster. Again, another player that probably come into consideration, I would think, at Tuatara level as well.
Conrad Conce is the batter, batting 8-hole for the Auckland Central City, and he is out, so they do bring this inning to a close, but it has cost them the 1 run. Who were not happy, but he understands the game. He's just got to sort of block it out. He's still pitching well.
Oh, absolutely. He did well to get out of the jam there. It wasn't his fault, and that's part of the game. You've got to pick up every player on your team. And we saw those sorts of errors compound on Thursday and lead to other errors as the pressure started to take effect, and players tried to make up for things that had just happened. And like I say, the truest thing in any of these bat ball sports, in cricket, softball, tennis, really any of them, it doesn't matter what's just happened. It's about what's about to happen. What's the next pitch?
It's funny though when you're under pressure though, isn't it, Dale? It's amazing how suddenly in your head time speeds up and you start to get a little panic, and then anxiety kicks in, and little basics that you do well, and you've got to be able to take those 3 deep breaths and just slow it back down. The experienced players know how to do it, but I guess at this level too, it is a great opportunity, isn't it? This is a stepping stone for these young players. As you mentioned, the television cameras on them. Hey, deal with it, and if you don't deal with it today, reflect on it, so the next time you go out similar situation, you're just that little bit better for it.
That's it. I mean, we just saw some shots of the dugout there, couldn't see too much going on there, but the experienced members of this team, Randy Yard's in the on-deck circle, he's about to hit, so it won't be him, but Chris Richards and Tadia Thompson, who's a young man but has played a lot of baseball and good wise head on his shoulders. It's time for those guys to just get in Connor's ear and just tell him to forget about that. Doesn't matter what's happened now, it's all about making sure he gets the next one. Yeah,
let's talk about Randy Yard. Just give us a little bit of background on his pedigree, where he's come from.
So he's Cincinnati Reds minor leaguer, moved out to New Zealand with his partner, who's a Kiwi, some years ago. He's been out here, helped basically set up counties baseball. He has been an absolute stud this weekend. Hit a 2-run shot on Friday to propel counties into a good position against Bayside. So we see him foul one off here. Then through a couple of complete games in the next 2 matches to get county some wins and back into this tournament. He is a danger on both sides of the ball. Genuine 2-way player, Mark.
So youth versus experience. Hirata, the youthful pitcher for Auckland Central City. 3 up, 3 down.
He's just starting to locate that curve now, isn't he?
Yeah, look, he's got a good repertoire, isn't he? And what I like is the confidence to be able to throw it at this level, not being afraid, not being able to actually be afraid. Back his ability to have that change up if need be. This time Randy Yard, line drive, but foul ball down left field.
Tell you what, you'll be doing well to strike Randy Yard out with a swing and a miss. He has very, very good hand-eye.
Well, you've come through that American system, haven't you? I mean, you know how well they're drilled. You know how good you've got to be to get into the minor leagues.
This is a very relaxed swing. Very good golfer, plays off scratch, I think, or just above maybe.
So this time it will be a fly ball, and the catch should be taken comfortably in right field, and it is. So 1 up, 1 down in the top of the second for Kosei Hirata, and his good pitching continues.
And it's been the story of the game so far. It's been really good pitching from both sides. One error really the difference between the two sides at this point. And now Chris Richards, well known to audience. His deeds with the Auckland Tuatara. He is playing hurt, it must be said.
Well,
so
Chris Richards, the man who took the famous catch in a playoff game against the Brisbane Bandits to see the Tuatara go through to the playoffs off the back of a very, very good pitching performance.
So Chris was supposed to be one of the absolute key players for this county side. Came up in the draft. He's obviously resides in Wellington. He has a shoulder injury though that's prevented him from throwing. He's got an absolute cannon for an arm, and you can see him just reel back there. I think the most pain he gets is in that kind of situation there where he's swinging and miss and trying to hold up.
Opportunity possibly for you, Dale Budge, if Chris Richards goes out of this game, because you are also on the roster today as a designated hitter, and it would be great to see my fellow commentator out there and doing something special.
Well, the difference between Chris and I also have a bit of a shoulder problem. I can't throw, so I'm not able to play any position. So the best I can do is get my bat into the game, perhaps. I'm not as tough as Chris Richards.
Our director, Daniel Wrightson, is on the floor absolutely laughing with the prospect of Dale Budge having a hit, which I think is a little bit unfair.
Chris spent some time on the mean streets of Baltimore. It's pretty tough. One tough hombre.
Yeah,
He'd be just about the most talented ball player in New Zealand. Again, a two-way player. We won't see him pitch because of that shoulder injury.
Oh, and that's outside. And so what is that call? Now 3-1 is the count.
And this is something that, again, this side needs to do better, is to work the count, get on base, back the guy behind you to hit and drive you around. When counties have played well, they have been able to do that. Is it good at bat from Richards?
Yep, first time that we will see a runner on base for counties. And just the one out, and that will bring Taylor Irwin to the mound, the pitcher. What do we know about Irwin? We generally think of pitching. We don't really think of hitting, do we? He's the odd player.
Yeah,
but here in New Zealand, because we don't have depth, you've got to be an all-rounder, don't you? Yeah,
the best players in this side probably are the two-way players, and Irwin's another one of those guys, capable of playing in the infield. Saw him at third base yesterday.
Has a wee swing at that first pitch, foul ball away, so 0-1 the count.
Toria Thompson on deck.
Being a pitcher and understanding as a pitcher the mindset, understanding what the catch is thinking, because you've got to work with the catch, that surely must help you when you've got to get on the mound and hit.
You'd think so. I can't speak from experience.
Well, Chris Richards looks to move himself to second and will do that. So the big man gets himself across to second base. Suddenly counties have a runner in scoring position.
And that's just heads-up play from Richards. He's had a couple of looks at the youngster on the mound. Ooh. And just seen that he can get a bit of a head start. He's not really noted for his outright speed, Chris Richards, with all due respect, but he got a good jump.
Yeah, well, as we said earlier, took one of the great catches with Josh Colmenter on the mound, one of the great pitching performances in the history of the ABL to beat the Brisbane Bandits, and Chris took a catch where he went over what they described on ESPN Top 10 as the play school looking fence, and he made the top 10, and really part of sort of New Zealand baseball folklore now, or very much part of Tuatara folklore.
He had a similar opportunity earlier in this tournament. I wasn't able to be here to see it in the flesh, but I'm told he went up at the wall and didn't come back with the ball this time. So maybe we can ask him about that later on.
So Irwin gets swinging.
So a big swing now. Irwin needs to be smart, choke up a little bit. Just look to put the ball in play here.
1-2 the count, so 1 ball, 2 strikes.
You've got a runner in scoring position. That man needs to be at worst at third base. He makes an out here.
We'll get some swinging again. Not a good at bat from Irwin at all.
Now that curveball's nasty, and he's locating it. So now Tyria Thompson, 2 outs, runner in scoring position. They're going to have to do it the hard way, Counties. They need productive outs. That's the key to something like this, big game, productive outs. So if you're going to make it out, see if you can at least advance the runner, make it easier for the next guy.
Now, I've just had a text come through from Regan Wood, GM of the Auckland Tuatara. He says, unlike Dale Budge, Chris Richards can run.
I know what Chris Richards had for breakfast this morning, so I don't think Regan realises that.
Anyway, welcome to Regan and all baseball fans around the country tuned in to watch this bronze medal game.
We've got some shout-outs to get through this morning too, Mark.
We do, indeed. So, chance here. Oh, that's got plenty on that, hasn't he? And that should bring the runner home. Counties Manukau looking to bring Chris Richards home. And this will be close at the home plate, but Richards scores, ties it up. Counties 1, Auckland City 1, and a runner now moves to second. So that is a very good bat from Tyria Thompson, the catcher. So...
yeah, nice piece of hitting. He's threatened to do this all tournament, Tyria Thompson. Made some loud outs. A good piece of contract. Line drive, centre field. Richard's smart base running. Takes the big turn. He was always coming. And the ball's actually made contact with him. He sort of ran down the line here, as you can see. Jumping in. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
And we've got a tie ball game again.
We do have a tie ball game and 2 outs. And that will bring Connor Tyre to the plate. And Tyre will want to be probably wanting to have a good at-bat here. Sort of a error in the previous inning, which arguably cost them a run. But he's just got to block that out.
That's exactly
right. Not try too hard. Just think about the basics. Think about the technical side. Just go through those drills. Go through the technical things in his head that he does in training.
Yeah, he's now on an 0-2 hole. That was a nasty curveball again. So he's just got to approach this like any other at-bat. It's no different to any other at-bat he's taken in his career. Don't try and make up for what happened. Just go out there and do your job. Ball gets away.
And runner will advance to third, so very much in the scoring position now. So Thompson.
That's the issue with having a guy that can throw a curveball like that. So he can bounce one in the dirt, try to fool the hitter. But it puts a fair bit of pressure on your catcher to make sure that he makes the play and blocks it.
And there is Mark Irwin, the manager for Counties.
Concert not able to stop that one. It got past him.
Key moment in this game. He's been outstanding. Harata, the young man, on the mound for Auckland Central City. Some swing. Do they check the swing? Runner will look to try and come home and will be safe at home plate. And Counties will take a 2-1 to 1 lead. And at the bottom of the second. So good pressure, and first time Central City under just a little bit of pressure. Let's have a look at this, Dale.
Yeah, just what we said before. Just bounced off the end of the glove. Just got away from the catcher. Smart play from Thompson. Was watching. Took off straight away, and that made all the difference. Got there without having to worry about the tag as Tyre pops this one up.
There, he should just pop that up. Catch should be taken comfortably in right field, and it is, and that'll bring the bottom of the second to a close. And it has been an important inning for Counties with 2 runs, and they now lead 2 to 1 as we head to the top of the third.
Yeah, talking to shout-outs, Mark. Elliot Johnston, Tuatara pitcher.
Great man.
Spent the ABL season just gone. Obviously no Tuatara this summer. Spent the season with the Adelaide Giants. He was injured for most of it. Sort of right for a brief cameo right at the end of the season. Pretty sure he'll be watching this, so I hope you're doing well. Elliot, in your final day of quarantine, coming back from Australia. He's been in Rotorua for the last 14 days in a hotel room, watching a bit of spring training and the opening couple of days of the baseball season in America, and now watching what he would normally be part of in any other year. And the Howick side missed him badly. This will be the first time, for a long time, the Howick haven't at least been in the bronze medal game. Probably feel that breeze just picking up, not hear it through the microphone. It's a lot stronger than it looks. Very open park here, Lord Ellesmore, so once the ball gets up in the air, look for it to really hold up in that breeze. It'll take a really good shot to see this clear the fence anywhere near centre field.
And Jimmy Hanara, he is the next at-batter, batting 9 hole. So they're through this, they'll be back at the top of the order, back with Cooper Hutchinson, Hiroki Fujimori.
So versatile player Hanara, he was catching in the round robin game between these two sides.
So Irwin, first pitch, strike call. And we've seen that from the home plate umpire, Matsumoto.
We've seen it from Irwin too. Locating that first pitch, getting ahead in the count makes all the difference.
This time, low, ball called, 1-1 the count.
And Irwin working really quickly here.
Foul ball away, so 1-2 now the count.
So bottom of the order here for Central. This is the 9-hole hitter. The lineup will tick over in a moment. Cooper Hutchinson.
And it should be a simple ground out to shortstop. And lovely little 6-3 play. And so back to the top of the order for Auckland City. But 1 up, 1 down. Again, great economy and great speed being shown by Taylor Irwin. Not allowing these guys to get much of a rhythm, wanting to just try and speed this game up a little bit. Doing a good job.
So Hutchison now. Second time to the plate for him today. And let's see whether Irwin changes anything up here. He's a smart pitcher, Taylor Irwin.
Well, you're 1-2 with that breeze, isn't it? Don't be afraid at times to throw sort of a few more fastballs straight down Broadway, because as we've seen, it's going to sit up in the breeze, isn't it? Another comfortable catch taken by the shortstop. So there we go, 2 up, 2 down. That quick, that simple for Irwin.
That's something that Jimmy Boyce does well. Tuatara player, again, someone who's not able to be here playing for North Shore this weekend. We'd normally see him playing here for North Shore in the final. He often, first time through the lineup, will keep a pitch back, won't show his hand. So the second time through the order, he starts to introduce that pitch, just to mix things up a little bit and make sure the...
Plenty on that, and that should be a single up through centre field, so runner on base.
Nice piece from Fujimori, isn't it?
From Hiroki Fujimori, the centre fielder. And now Blake Wardrobe will come up, the very athletic shortstop. I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but out of Mount Albert Grammar School, Dale Budge.
Might have mentioned it once or twice.
Recently having just won their 8th New Zealand Softball Championship and National Championship, and a lot of the players have played in those previous MAG sides and said, look, softball's good, but baseball's where I want to be. It's where the pathway is. And he does, shows plenty of athleticism, but it will be just a comfortable catch taken in right field. And 3 up, 3 down, so very good again from Taylor Irwin on the mound.
Yeah, Central City just threatened for a moment there, that base hit up the middle, but what are we now? This would be bottom of the third. And 7-inning game, of course, this final. So Taylor Irwin, it's what he was after, it's what his dad Mark was looking for. Good start from him.
Let's talk about Mark Irwin here with his son. So this is this a strategy to get through his pitches quickly, to just not slow things down, to keep the pitching rate up?
I think just momentum for him.
Just keep that momentum.
Yeah, you look up all of a sudden, bang, bang.
So it's not a conscious thing for him. It's just the way he naturally plays the game as a pitcher.
I think so. I think that's just the way that Taylor operates. Likes to operate quickly. Some players like to slow it down. Whatever you feel comfortable doing, and at the moment he's dealing. He's doing the job that he needs to do, and so working with speed. All of a sudden, as I say, the hitter looks up and he finds himself down in the count. He's been at the plate for a couple of seconds, and most of the way through it at bat. So. That works for some players. Other pitchers will muck around. They'll adjust things. They'll take time. They'll shake off some signs, and you feel like you're standing out there all day getting tired in the batter's box.
Well, I've got to say, Kosei Hirata, he's pitched brilliantly. The young man,
absolutely,
out of One Tree Hill College.
Yeah, he's been very good. Done everything that Collier would have wanted from him as manager. Really interested to see what Kohler will do here if he has to make a pitching change, who he goes to. So the cream of the crop is Dan Morari. We saw him make that nice play in right field. He's a very talented lefty, but he threw yesterday. So
out of Saskatchewan in Canada. So let's have a look what Copeland, batting 9-hole for Counties. Back to the top of the order. If they get him out, he'll be looking to try and get himself on first base, then have the table setters come to the table, and then the likes of Randy Yard, Chris Richards, Taylor Irwin, good batting line up through the middle for Counties. But Hirata, I tell you what, for a young man, he looks composed. He doesn't seem to be a player too affected by pressure. Nice little curveball there, nice change up.
He just drops that in nicely, doesn't he? Yeah, the bottom part of the county's order struggled early in the tournament, and they've started to work their way into it as the tournament's progressed, and starting to see some production now. That last inning we saw them produce the runs.
Yeah, that is simple.
Goes down swinging.
Yep, 3 up, 3 down, so great economy again from Hirata.
So Box comes up from Christchurch every week to play for counties. Hails from South Island.
And that's what we like, isn't it? We like somebody who's committed. We like somebody who's prepared to chase it, do whatever it takes to get himself some exposure, to get himself playing at the highest level in this country, to see what he can do. And he does. That should be a comfortable little grip. Oh, no, manages to get it past shortstop, between second base and shortstop, and runner on base. So very good lead-off hit from Jamie Box.
Yeah, first pitch swinging. Just bangs it up the middle, just beats the shortstop. Had a nasty broken finger on his one of his hands around Christmas time, or just before Christmas. Had surgery on it, pins inserted. His finger he showed me before the game, we're just warming up. The finger's twice the size of his other fingers at the moment. So obviously hamstrung a little bit by that.
So Tauriri, shortstop for counties, batting 2 in their lineup. Has again, first one breaks the bat, and this should see the runners move to second. So runners now in scoring position, runners on first and second.
The old broken bat single, eh? Gets him every time. So I think it actually caromed off the hand of the glove of the shortstop. He might have just got a hand to it here as we look at the replay. Stream Shop guys here capturing it on film. You can just see it just bangs off the glove there.
Yeah, if the bat hadn't have broken, you wonder whether the catch would have been taken in left field, or whether
exactly.
it would have actually probably may have just cleared that infielder or that third baseman, or landed in play anyway. But now suddenly runners in scoring position. Great start here for County.
Dominic
just
Elliott,
the one out.
big time power here.
Good pitch, great comeback here from Hirata though. Just fearless, isn't he?
Starts him off with the curve.
Fearless.
Buckles him at the knees too. Elliott with some big power. Saw him hit a grand slam home run in this corresponding round robin game earlier in the tournament. Fouls this off now in a hole, 0-2. What a bounce back from the youngster on the mound. He has been impressive, Mark.
0-2, so he's ahead on the counter. Rada, what does he throw here, Dale Budge?
Well, we've seen curveball, I think. Yeah. He looked to get him to chase high, maybe, with high fastball. Goes to the curve. Low and outside this time. Good eyes from Dominic Elliott. Elliott battling a little bit of a sore knee this tournament. This is the issue, I guess, with having the Nationals in April. You're a little bit banged up by then as Ryder checks the run up.
Oh, this pitch just gets away, doesn't quite get that release right. But again, good patience being shown by Elliott. So suddenly 2-2.
Just a barrage of curveballs at the moment.
Big inning here though for Hirata. They don't want this game to get away from them. They trail 2-1 at the moment. They want that to be extended to 4-1. Get some swinging, and so that is a good comeback from Kosei Hirata. Dominic Elliott swinging at that, strikes himself out. So 2 out, but runners on first and second. Runners in scoring position.
And all we saw on that at bat was curveball. Nothing else. Curveball. And that one is a nasty pitch.
I just love the fact Hirata is prepared to throw it, master it at this level, then start working on, fastball, have that repertoire. This time should be a ground out down that third.
Just foul.
Down
just
the left field line. Foul ball.
So I'm interested to see what the approach is with Yard, because again, another player that's got power to hit this one out, though he's going to have to get all of it with the breeze. It's really picked up since we started the ball game. Blowing almost from direct left field now. Swung around, it was sort of centre left to start with.
So you mentioned Randy Yard. He's not a guy who generally will go down swinging and will get back to ball. So do you bring your field into play here? That is a high ball. And so 1-1 the count.
Interesting whether we might see a double steal here, because the infield not really paying a lot of attention to the runners.
Again, pitch inside. Yard showing all of that experience. Very patient, seeing the ball well.
You can get that runner to third at the moment. Oh, there are 2 outs, I should say, so excuse me, that's irrelevant.
This time into the dirt.
Patient hitter, Randy Yard.
Good job being done by Conce, the catcher. He's had a couple get away from him.
Pretty big moment in the ball game here. This one, I would say. Counties with that early lead, an opportunity here if Yard can produce something to blow it out a little bit. Hiroki looking to slam the door closed.
Strike called.
Good pitch.
Yeah, good pitch and good umpiring too from Matsumoto behind home plate. So 3-2 is the count. How crucial is this pitch in the context of this game?
Payoff pitch, big time payoff pitch here. Richards on deck, big power threat coming.
Goes straight down the middle. Yard, foul ball away. Look to try and take the catch. But over the fence into foul ball territory. And it will remain at 3 balls, 2 strikes. Intriguing contest. So much experience, Randy Yard. Look at him. So composed versus the young. But full of youthful exuberance in Kosei Hirata.
And look at Kosei looking into the dugout, seeing what Cole is suggesting 2 or 3 times there after that pitch went foul. The instructions might be from Cole.
Just making that little adjustment. I wonder whether this is the fast ball on the inside.
The curve's been what's working for him. We've seen him go to fast ball. Randy's fouled it off. I wonder if he'll go back to the curve here. He's located it pretty well today.
Randy Yard, he gets a lot on that. The catch is taken. Is it going to be taken? It should be taken comfortably in left field, and it is. And they bring that inning to a close and manage to get themselves out of what it could have been a pretty big hole. So well done to Kosei Hirata, the young pitcher for Auckland City. And you do have to say, on any other day with maybe that wind being a little bit more settled, how much further would that have travelled from Randy Yard? But you've got to play to the conditions, doing that well.
Yeah, no, nice job from Kosei Hirata to get out of that jam. They were threatening, and that is the big-time MVP player for Counties. And just to get him to find an outfielder.
Yeah, it's interesting, just some of the messaging coming in. We've got Regan Wood, as I said, the GM of the Tuatara, watching this, and he clearly knows Kohler well. He said, look, Kohler will have him throwing curveballs all day until they start hitting it.
Yeah. I mean, while you're locating it, why wouldn't you? It's working. And at this level, finding pitches that are able to throw at a sort of a little bit above club level is a challenge, and it's a challenge for most hitters. If you come up against, if Elliot Johnston was here pitching, you see the difference that the average club player has trying to have success against someone of that ilk. This kid's got a curveball that's of that kind of quality. Well, keep going back to the well until someone can hit it.
Now Cameron Sutton batting 4-hole, batting 4 in the order for Auckland City. Had a very good first up at bat, soaked up a lot of pitches. He is a quality player.
Interesting here.
Third base.
Just in the background, Mark, we're just seeing some activity in the Counties bullpen.
Oh, he got first up, swings at that first pitch, and does it go between the right and centre field? It does, and runner on base. Good first up hit by Cameron Sutton, and immediately they put the pressure straight back on Counties, straight back on young Irwin on the mound.
Yeah, nice pass. First pitch swinging. Sutton's had a good game so far, hasn't he? Finds the gap out there in centre right. And now the hot stick, Nick Weaver. He was the go-to guy for Central in that match on Thursday. Shows bunt.
And now try and pick him off at first. Good play too, though. Boy, this is a very good game. I like just the absolute intent there from Tyrea Thompson, that catcher.
Smart shoulders, smart head on those shoulders. Tyrea Thompson, been very impressed with him this weekend.
So Nick Weaver soaked up a lot of pitches in that first inning, that first at bat for him. He brings plenty of experience. He's the DH.
So he's ahead here in the count.
Sutton looking to try and steal, and he might just get picked off at second here. Couldn't quite pick that up, Dale Budge. Safe.
Well, the throw was just a little off from Thompson on that occasion. Hard throwing into the breeze, to be fair. That throw was on target. The runner was out at second. So now Central with a runner in scoring position, no outs. Got to manufacture a run here if you're Central City.
Yeah, that'll be frustrating too for Mark Irwin. Probably expect a little bit more from his catcher in terms of the accuracy of that throw. Foul ball into the dirt. And suddenly the count is 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, runner in scoring position.
So if Weaver's going to make it out here, he really wants to be hitting this to the right side of the infield. See if he can advance that runner across the third. It means a ball in the dirt scores him. Good eyes.
Nice curveball, but on the inside. Just lost a little bit of that.
Now a 3-2 pitch.
Just to try and pick the runner off at second. So it is Sutton on second. It is Nick Weaver at the plate. Should be a comfortable out at third.
Nice play from Irwin. So he didn't panic, got the comebacker, looked, saw that the runner had committed, realised he had him in a rundown, and nice play. Heads up play too at third. And Counties Manukau get the lead runner. So that hard work erased just a little bit. Weaver still on first though. He managed to get there safely.
And now Shuta Yoshikawa, the left fielder. He does it, comes out, looks to bunt, or at least pretend to bunt.
Weaver's not really a threat at first to steal.
Commentator's curse, of course, Dale Budge.
I have been known to be wrong. Again, we see Yoshikawa show bunt. Happy to play small ball central. And on a day like this, small ball is smart ball, I think. The wind being the way it is, it's going to be hard to find gaps. The ball's going to hold up in the outfield.
Looking just trying to play the game here. Ooh.
Geez, that looked low.
Yeah, it looked low, but just painted the outside of the plate too. But he has shown, to be fair to the home plate umpire Masimoto, that he is not afraid to give the strike for the low pitch. Ooh, and just trying to pick Weaver off there at first base. So much going on, intriguing contest. What does Irwin throw here? This time the bunt.
Nice bunt.
Advances the runner 2 second, and the out comes at first though. But they do move the runner 2 second, but there are 2 outs now, but runner in scoring position. So nice bunt from Shuta Yoshikawa. Just bunting down that left field line.
Yeah, he really wanted to be on there. That was a bunt to get on. And a bang bang play. Oh, it was close. Keith Wilson in good position. Veteran umpire. Been around for a long time, Keith Wilson.
Let's just have a wee look here.
To the game too.
And that throw comes, not much in it, is there? No, great call.
Oh,
great call
just,
from Keith Wilson.
yeah.
Great call. Life member of Baseball New Zealand.
All round good guy too. Does a lot for the sport. Often houses players or umpires at his place when they're coming up for tournaments and whatnot.
Now the Canadian Dan Malari, pitcher extraordinaire.
I'm just trying to see what's going on here. It looks like there might have been a change. So Harari is obviously at the plate. Collier did come out. He's head on the on-deck circle.
So Weaver on second. Mawari at the mound, 2 outs. And it is Auckland Central City trailing 2 runs to 1.
Oh, we've got a pinch runner. That's what's happened. So Weaver's out of the game. That's a pinch runner on second. So looking for some speed. I told you Weaver wasn't much of a threat.
So that is Weaver's day done.
It's a win for Counties because he was handy on Thursday for them.
Into the dirt. Runner will move to decide to stay on second.
Yeah, this is again big moment. So Collier realising the importance of having a runner there in scoring position. 1-run ball game. Base it here with the speed of Weaver. I'd have to really find a gap probably to score him from second, whereas someone with a bit more speed, base it here might see the ball game tied up.
Dan Mawari looking for an RBI single. This time, good catch taken at second base, and so that brings the inning to a close, and it is Counties leading 2 runs to 1 as we head to the top of the 5th.
Geez, that was nearly a carbon copy replay of Morari's last at bat. Nice opposite field hitting. Just not quite able to get the ball over the head of Yard on that occasion. She's up at full strength. Full stretch, to take the catch.
Now, my apologies, we're back to the bottom of the fourth. County's the home team, of course, and therefore the home team always bats second. Just to explain that to us, Dale, I mean, this is not the home ground of either side, but one team is always given the home ground advantage. How did they determine that today between these two sides?
Actually, a little bit of a, well, not a controversial topic, but a discussion point nonetheless, because these two sides finished the round robin play with a 4-2 record, identical 4-2 record. Central did beat Counties in pool play. So you'd think, on that logic, it should be Central as the home team. But no, what actually happened is North Shore, Central and Counties all ended the tournament with a 4-2 record. So the tie-break in that situation to see which one goes through the gold medal was determined by the total runs allowed across the tournament. And North Shore had a significant advantage. So they went through as the winner of that tie-break. Counties had the second best record of those three teams under that tie-break system, so that's why they ranked the home team, finished round robin play in third, Central fourth. Okay, change here in the pitching. So the young Jose Hirata has been taken out of the pitching mount and has been replaced by Dan Moari. Oh, look, terrific job from the youngster. That's everything Kohler would have wanted from him today. You know, it's a tight ball game. Only a couple of runs yielded. Needs his offence to do the job from now. And Morari, this guy is talented. I haven't seen him pitch in the flesh. This will be the first time that I've seen him in the flesh, but I'm told he's pretty handy.
Yeah, talking to Andrew Laird and some of those heavily involved with the Auckland Central City, they said this guy's strength is that he can put the ball where he wants to put the ball.
Yeah.
That's not to say he can't be hit, but he says if I'm going fast inside, I'll put it fast inside. If I'm going to throw the curveball on the outside, I will throw the curveball. So what we basically understand, he's got great control.
Yeah, absolutely. And just looking at him here, look at everything's on the money pretty much in the warm-up. So again, another one with a nasty curveball by all accounts. Can hit up to sort of 90 mile an hour on the radar when he's dialed in. I believe he's carrying a little bit of an injury, and also, as I said, pitched yesterday's pitch throughout this tournament, so that arm is going to be fatigued, which is probably why he didn't start the game.
We've already spoken earlier about Chris Richards. He does have a shoulder injury. So if he's got a shoulder injury, I'm not sure if it's the left or the right shoulder.
It's the right one.
It's the right shoulder. As a pitcher, how do you exploit that? Is there a particular pitch that won't favour that shoulder?
Look, if you can try and get him, I mean, just observing him across the weekend, if you can get Chris to try and hold up, I think trying to pull out of the swing is actually causing him more grief than firing through and trying to make contact. So if you get him to try and chase something and get him pull up, I don't think that's really a factor. I don't think that'll be going through the head of Moari here. I think he's just trying to avoid giving up a hit or just get him out. Chris has proved to be a mortal player this weekend. He's at times been cut above everyone else. But
a few New Zealand baseballers have made the ESPN top 10s of the top 10 of the day, wasn't it?
Yeah,
like with that catch that he took for the Tuatara, and you can laugh and sort of take the mickey out of Chris all you want, but it was a great play. It was a great moment, and to make the top 10 in America, I think was just great for baseball in this country. Even though they did describe the fencing at North Harbour Stadium as what was it, play school like fencing,
something like that. Yeah.
Which I think we should build a brand around. Put the big play school sort of logo up on that centre field line at North Harbour Stadium. So did I.
Chris Richards is probably the best baseball player in the country. I think when you're talking about a complete player, you can man any position.
We've got Andrew Mark coming up shortly.
Well, the thing is, Chris can man any position on a field when he's healthy. He's a threat with the bat. He's got the best arm in the country.
I'll put that one out to Regan Wood. Regan Wood, who's the best baseball player in the country? I know you're watching. Text me.
I think Richards at full strength, at full health, I'd have to have him there. I mean, what Pinky's achieved, his record is unquestionable, but he's certainly the best domestic player that we've ever had, no question about that. And we'll see if he can add to that legacy later on this afternoon. But a fully healthy Chris Richards is a very dominant player at this level.
And that is a ground out, good athleticism at shortstop, but runner on base.
And that is a little unfortunate for Central City. They were in a position to make that a regulation out. Just
set up,
nasty
though,
bounce, eh? Yeah, took a nasty bounce.
Just set up, and Chris Richards immediately finds himself on base. But I've got to say, Blake Wardrobe did everything right. That ball just set up, just held up. Just didn't really give him enough time to sort of get that arm into action, get that. Good little bunt too.
Nice bunt.
Trying to get Chris Richards to second base. They'll give up the out in the process, but more than happy to advance the runner. So Richards now in scoring position.
Yeah, I like that. It's smart heads-up play, both Mark Irwin and Son Taylor delivering exactly what his dad asked for. given the sign to lay down a bunt, sacrifice, get that man into scoring position, Richards.
What I like here, though, too, isn't it? They've come out here, Dan Mawari, who comes with a big reputation out of Canada. Boy, they've unsettled him, swinging at those first pitches, 2 batters up, 1 out, 1 on base.
Richards goes, and he gets to make it easy without a play. So just lost the ball altogether, the catcher, Conce there. So just sitting in the chalk lining. Richards was never even thinking about coming home, so all the shouting was for nothing. But now, an insurance run is 90 feet away for counties. That would be big in the context of this game. So Thompson's job here is either get the ball through into a gap or get the ball into the outfield so that Richards can tag up and get home here. Less than 1 out. This has got to be a productive out from Thompson.
So sacrifice fly possibly, but it would need to probably be down that right field line.
Well, they're playing in really shallow on the right side of the infield, first baseman and second baseman. So you just got to get it through.
Just having a look at the velocity there, it's just a step up, isn't it, from what we saw
it's
from Kosei Harata, the young man, and that's just, which shows you the difference between youth, I guess, and athletes later on in their career have had plenty of time in the gym and plenty of time in the game.
Nice pitch from Moari there, the curve. Oh, he's just got a little bit more velocity. I don't think you're going to blow people away with this speed, with all due respect. He's going to beat them with guile and craft. Tries to get Thompson to go upstairs. Thompson holds. So basically anything through the infield here will score the runner, and that's what Thompson's looking to do. Just get the ball out of the infield.
Thompson, foul ball away. Count remain at 2-2, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Intriguing contest.
Good battle. Moari giving him nothing.
Yeah, but County's deciding to go after Moari too. They're not going to die wondering. Not afraid to swing. See if they can just put a little bit of pressure on the experienced Canadian. Gets time, get some swinging though. Good comeback. So Moari showing all of that experience too. And Thompson might be just a little bit disappointed with that at bat.
Yeah,
have another look at it.
You heard him remonstrate as he walked out of the batter's box. He's really chased something there. Now that's a nasty, nasty pitch. And a big out.
So that will bring Connor Tyre to the plate, batting 8 hole. First baseman, 4 counties.
Yeah, Moari looks very classy, doesn't he?
He does. And you sort of sense that he can get himself out of this hole. Go straight down the middle. Just throw that variety, throw the strikes, and that's a great example of it. Boy, good velocity on that too. He's
yeah,
got
reached
some
back a bit that time. It'll be up in the mid to high 80s, I'd say. You throw that sort of echelon, that'll be starting to test a lot of the hitters at this level.
Tyre behind on that count this time. And it should be a comfortable out. So a nice little 4-3 plate. Second base to first. And that is a very, very good first up inning on the mound for the Canadian, Dan Moari.
Yeah, that was a big moment. They needed to get out of that to protect that 1-1 deficit. 1 run won't scare Central City too much. When they start to look up the scoreboard and know that they need to score a pair of runs or more to try and stay in this game, it becomes a bit of an issue for them as we get to the back end of it.
But I guess the question is, we've still got young Irwin on the mound, haven't we, for counties? You know, where do counties go in terms of pitching stocks if, in fact, Irwin starts to give up some hits or, in fact, he starts throwing a little bit more from the shoulder?
I think, look, everyone's available apart from Dominic Elliott today. Dominic's the only player that won't be available to pitch. So we could certainly see Randy Yard. It wouldn't surprise me if they needed 3 outs, 4 outs left in the game and Irwin was done. Maybe they look to go to Randy Yard for some outs to close it out. They've got other pitchers that they could certainly go to. Ayrton, we saw him throw throughout this tournament. He could certainly come in and get an out. Ricky Hana maybe as well. So there definitely some options for Mark. I mean, the key thing is Taylor has done exactly what the plan was, to go deep into this game. He doesn't look like he's tiring at this point. So I'd expect, unless he runs into trouble, for him to continue through this inning and then see where we get to after that. Catcher Conce.
So, yep, Conrad
to lead
Conce.
things off here. Base runners. They need base runners, Central City.
Not sure if I mentioned another one out of Mount Albert Grammar School.
Sun comes out for the first time this morning, nice and bright.
So Irwin, fast ball low into the dirt. 1 ball, no strikes. Kants gets him swinging this time, so good comeback pitch from Irwin. Just makes that slight adjustment in terms of height. So 1 ball, 1 strike. This time strike called again. So really just deciding to throw heat and go straight down the middle. So Ponce gets that, just pops that up, and comfortable catch taken from the shortstop. 1 up, 1 down. Good start to the top of the 5th for Counties.
So sun could become a little bit of a factor now all of a sudden. Players will have to adjust. We've seen that become, well, was a problem for certain players through the tournament.
The pitch just gets a little bit away from Taylor Irwin. Bottom of the batting order, it is Jimmy Hanara, so batting 9 hole. As we look at that,
Collier would love something from the bottom of his lineup here. Base runner's the key.
Good from Hanara. He is ahead on the count. 2 balls, no strikes. He's got a free swing if he wants one. This time though, what, strike not call? Boy, tough pick, tough
one to lay off.
Yeah, tough one. I would have thought straight down the middle, but hey, that's how Matsumoto behind the plate calls it, and now walks him. So runner on base, and so that's good when you can get your batter batting at 9 on base, knowing that the top of the order is to come in Hutchinson, Hiroki, Fujimori, and Blake Wardrobe.
Yeah, so 3rd time through now for Hutchison. So 3rd look at young Taylor Irwin. Doesn't appear to be a whole lot of activity in the bullpen just as we speak.
Now
he'll have a fairly long leash, I think, Taylor.
Just gets away from him, high ball, so 5 consecutive balls. Just needs to settle down.
Pretty relaxed character, Irwin. I don't think it'll get to him, put it that way.
This time inside, so finds himself behind on the count again. 2 balls, no strikes.
Having said that, he just got frustrated he didn't get that call, so
Tyria Thompson.
maybe it is getting to him.
Tyria Thompson, the catcher, needs to get that communication going. This time strike call. So 2 balls, 1 strike. Boy, another key moment in this game.
Certainly is.
No outs, runner on, or 1 out, runner on first.
He's missing high at the moment, Irwin, and he does look a little frustrated.
He's got to calm down, go back to what he knows. He'll have a pretty good understanding of what Matsumoto, the home plate umpire strike zone, is this time. Fast inside, runner's now suddenly on first and second. At what point though, perhaps the catcher comes to the mound and has a wee chat. Just look to try and slow him down. Does Mark Irwin, the manager, come to the mound, have a wee chat? In fact, this is what we are seeing from Tyria Thompson.
Yeah, it's smart from Thompson. Just take a moment. Taylor's pitched really, really well in this game. Just the last minute or two, we've just seen him get a little frustrated. A couple of calls that didn't go his way, and a couple of misses on his part. And now we've got runners first and second.
You talked on Thursday where Counties got out to an extensive lead, basically ended up throwing the game away. Do you think the lessons have been learnt here? Do you think that having gone through that trauma of Thursday that we're not going to see a repeat today, that there will be a little bit more composure?
I think the key to Thursday, without sounding like I'm making excuses, because that was a game that shouldn't have been lost.
Time, foul ball away.
The difference on Thursday was that it wasn't the big guns on the mound. It was some of the fringe pitchers, some of them that pitch a little bit, trying to manage those counts, trying to avoid burning up the key guys when you felt you had a win in the bag. And that's the balancing act you have as a manager. It's a tough job.
Oh, look, try and pick the runner off, and it's a loose throw from Irwin. But runner stays on second, so
good backing up.
Jimmy Hanara had a chance possibly to take third. Very much got the call from his third base coach saying, stay.
Dominic Elliott was doing a good job backing up. He's got a good arm on him.
So Hiroki Fujimori at the plate for Auckland City. Has a look at that pitch. Again, it is low. Ball called. Irwin just starting to lose a little bit of that rhythm. Starting to get a little bit more frustrated. 1-1 the count.
They can get a ground ball here. They can get out of the inning with a double play up the middle. If he's not careful.
Outside, just give you, it's a good shot there, just gives you an idea of the velocity of that particular pitch, just give you an idea of how hard they are thrown at this level.
This is probably operating around, fastball operating around mid-80s. Tariri takes a look.
Oh, gets him swinging. And that is a fly ball. Comfortable catch taken in right field. None of the runners will further advance. The runners will stay on first and second, still in scoring position. But nice comeback here from Taylor Irwin.
Big out there. So something building, something doing here for Central. And takes away the situational play now.
So
it comes down to this out now. Woodruff has to come up with something.
Oh, good curveball. Nice comeback, nice change up there from Irwin.
The hot hitter's due up next. Well, Sutton has been the hot hitter for Central.
Foul ball away, so 0-2. So immediately we see Wardrobe behind on the count. Runners on first and second, scoring position.
Counties would love to get out of it here.
Key moment.
Get one by him here.
Irwin
Start
has
afresh.
been brilliant. Gets him swinging though. He'll be frustrated with that. He is frustrated. You can see it from Blake Wardrobe. He knows he's better than that. But great comeback. Gets himself out of jail. So credit must go to Taylor Irwin and this county side, absorbing the pressure.
Yeah, terrific job. Both those two players, the pitcher catcher for Counties, they're young guys, but they played a lot of baseball, a lot of representative baseball. They've been in big games before, and as you said, you can just see Taylor was just starting to struggle. I think on Thursday, that's where our players started to lose their way a little bit. They weren't able to work themselves out of it. Just put something there, what didn't go right to one side, and concentrate on getting the next one right. Taylor Irwin on that occasion does the job.
You spend a lot of time with manager Mark Irwin. We've had him in the commentary box. We're going to have him in the commentary box for the final this afternoon. Tell us a little bit about him. Is he an attacking type player? Does he like positive baseball?
Normally I'd say yes. Yeah, I think he is. I think he might, and we can talk about it this afternoon. I know that he was pretty hard on himself after the Thursday loss because he made the decision to be aggressive and take some of the more established players out to protect them so that they were fresher for the following day and for the following games, the big games that were coming, and ultimately that backfired. And you're gonna question whether you got it right or wrong. I think he probably had it right in the moment, but his team didn't quite back up that decision, and so then you double guess yourself and you think about was that the right call to make, and we can discuss that for the next 12 months.
The
a bronze medal might help a little bit,
yeah.
but we've got a bit of work to do before that becomes a factor.
Dan Moari out of Saskatchewan in Canada. He's played independent ball. Just give us a little bit of background on independent ball in the United States, because there are so many different leagues. We've got AA, AAA, we've got the major leagues, and then we've got small towns, small communities that play at a sort of a professional level, but not necessarily associated with a major league club.
So I mean, you've got affiliated ball. So let's take the Texas Rangers, for example, who we work with the Tuatara. They have their major league roster. They also have AAA, AA, single A affiliate teams that are basically their players that they've signed as they groom them to become major league players. They work their way up through the system. This is the bottom of the order. Ethan Copeland at the plates. Good contact first up.
Yeah, not afraid to swing at that first pitch, but that catch will be comfortably taken in centre field for Auckland City. And so centre field is Hiroki Fujimori.
Back to the top of the order we go. And so anyone that's, there is independent leagues that play separate to that, and that is, basically players that weren't signed, that aren't under contract with major league teams. And quite often you find some experienced ball players that are seasoned pros, guys that weren't drafted that are still trying to, we saw Kent Blackstone and Jared Koenig and guys like that come through the independent system and an attempt to try and get signed at a later point. They missed it, at age group level and hoping to go the long route around. It worked for Brandon Markland.
Oh, great pitch from the Canadian. Outstanding from Dan Mawari. And he is now well and truly ahead on the count. This time, look at that curveball. Brilliant. Boy, just put it on a dime, didn't he? 0-2. And suddenly, the second out comes, so we just missed that, but...
Yeah, nice pitching from Marari. He's mixing up the speed of that curve too, I think.
Just a ground ball out at second base.
That last one really held it back. That was a significant velocity drop, that second to last pitch we saw.
So, Terari Jackson, the shortstop, looking to try and see if they can extend that lead. It's good. He's good, isn't he, this young man? He's good.
Oh, Jackson's had a really good tournament. Certainly a player that has the ability to take another step with his baseball. This is a challenge from though. Malari getting ahead in the count.
No, Malari
choke up.
Just giving an exhibition and pitching at the moment. He's almost unplayable. This time, the wild swing. And there we go. 3 up, 3 down. As quick as that, we head to the bottom of the 5th.
So Morari doing the job for Central, keeping them in the game, in the contest. He needs his offence to deliver him something. And Sutton has been the guy that has been the table setter for them. He's been the guy that's found some success. He's 2 for 2 on the day, and he'll lead things off here. They'll have a pinch hitter on deck. Weaver's already come out of the game. So the heart of the lineup. 4, 5, 6 hitters.
Top of the 6th too. So time is running out for Auckland City. Trailed by just 1 run.
Yeah, when you think heart of the order, 6 outs left in the ball game for counties to get to protect this 1-run lead. Central City will want to get something going in this inning.
Surprised they haven't gone for Randy Yard, made the change on the mound.
No,
there are only 6 outs remain.
No, Irwin's doing the job for the moment. I think he's more than comfortable throwing 100+ pitches. I don't know. We've got a pitch scout on him handy, but he might be only getting towards sort of 90, 95 mark maybe.
So Cameron Sutton, left-handed hitter, has a look at that first pitch from Irwin. 1 ball, no strikes. This time goes down the middle, foul ball away, 1-on-1 the count.
So there we go, only 85, I think might have been the 85th pitch thrown then. Thanks to the Stream Shop team. 86 pitches gone now. So if he can get another out or 2 here, it means Yard might only need to get 4 outs, let's say.
This time, curve ball.
That didn't miss by a lot.
No, but
Irwin
outside.
wanted it, didn't get it.
Outside. This time goes with the fastball, foul ball away. So good bat here from Sutton at the moment.
It's a good battle. He's played well today, Sutton.
Soaking up a few more pitches. Irwin starting to have burnt a few matches. Every one of these pitches is basically given a box of matches, and it's how many you burn throughout an inning, how many you burn throughout a game before you're either taken out of the game or you start giving up some hits.
Terrific job so far from Irwin. He wants a different ball. Didn't want that one. KG's out of balls for the moment. Breeze has picked up again, quite strong from left field.
Yeah, nice little 6-3 play too. Safe, in fact, didn't get the tag, didn't have his foot on the base, so another little bit of an unforced error here from Counties, and the pressure goes straight back on Counties, and that will be frustrating. Mark Irwin did everything right here.
Just the throw, just a little off from Jackson on that occasion. I think we've had a defensive change too, first base. And we've got a pinch hitter now too at the plate and looking to bunt. Bunt is the call. Runner goes. Throw is well in time.
It does get the tag, and that is out. So out at second.
So good aggressive play from Central. I like it. I like what they're trying to do from Kohler, trying to get that runner, that tying run into scoring position. They're going to question it. First base coach has come out to have a chat.
Oh, he looked out there, didn't he, when you watch it on TV again?
Beat the initial throw, got around the throw, but I don't know if he's actually got to the bag, has he? I think Jackson's glove comes down on top of the hand, just short. See it here. See, we'll catch it. He's well short, gets around, but I don't know that his hand gets to the.
No, he gets
never gets there.
Does he?
Never gets there.
Good play indeed. So
definitely the right call from.
Very good play from Tyree Jackson, as shortstop for Counties.
So that was a big moment in the game. You think tying run gets to second, we've got they can manufacture something there, Central City.
Shuta Yoshikawa at the mound. He launches that one high, doesn't he? Looking to try and take that foul ball catch, but stays in foul ball territory.
Good hustle from Jackson already. Boy, he's got some wheels, hasn't he? Saw third baseman Box go back, trying to get there. The left fielder was also trying to get there. Young Copeland. It was Jackson Taldetti from short that got the closest.
Yeah, he's been all in the game today, hasn't he? He's been brilliant defensively. Tereri slightly wayward throw earlier, but, you know, off balance. Quite a strong breeze here. A lot of pressure on both sides. So Yoshikawa.
See Irwin shaking off a couple of signs. Comes with the curve and gets him. Backdoor curve.
I don't think Yoshikawa's overly happy with that call. I think he felt that was maybe just a little high outside. But I think it just painted the outside of the plate, didn't it? And the strike is given. So 2 outs, top of the 6th. Time running out for Central City. They trail 2 runs to 1. Irwin, this time it is a ground ball. Second baseman, throw to first. He will be safe on first.
That wasn't in time. And the runner is aboard for Central. Yeah, it just didn't look like he could quite get the throw away. He was off balance. Has a good arm, obviously. He's in good position. But you can see here, good call from umpire Keith Wilson. Beat out the throw.
Dan Mawari.
So again, tying run aboard for Marari. Looking to give himself some run support here.
What a player. Brings all the experience. He is a class act. Can he be the hero for Auckland Central City? Irwin, no. First pitch, strike called. Great battle. Wonderful pitching display from this young man. Out of counties.
Runner goes.
Yoshikawa looking to steal second. And they should comfortably get him at second too. So another very good play. They call him safe, did they?
They did. Beat the tag. Throw was there on time.
Let's have a
just
wee
a
look
little
at
bit
this.
wayward. Jackson had to go and reach for it. So the throw's well on time, but
he got there, didn't he? Yep. My apologies for calling that earlier in favour of counties. Let's have a wee look here. Nice slide, technically very good. Boy, close, but got there.
Good call.
Underneath the glove. So runner in scoring position. Dan Mawari, the Canadian, has a look at that pitch. Outside from Irwin. 2 balls, 1 strike.
So would have a pinch hitter, would be next. Change coming. Should Morari get aboard here. Irwin's got a base open to him if he wants to pitch around Morari a little bit.
Into the dirt.
Good job from Thompson to stop that.
3-1 the count. Do they look to just almost intentionally walk him?
Certainly don't want to give him something that he can barrel up here.
Just doesn't look he doesn't look like a type of player that's going to strike out though, does he? And they do walk him. So now runners on first and second, 2 outs though. And it'll be interesting to see what strategic change they do bring, because Conrad Kontz, the catcher, the next batter up, according to the lineup.
Can't tell you too much about this hitter, I'm afraid. So pinch hitter. Big moment in the game. 2 outs. Counties are 4 outs away. If they can close the door here, they will feel confident hitting to their home half of the inning.
Don't want to load the bases up here, Irwin, does he?
Well, the base hit's going to give us a tie ball game, you'd think, with the speed on second.
He does.
Hit.
That just pops that up. The catch taken, is it?
Great job from Taylor Irwin to get there.
And
that weakly hit
will bring the top of the 6th to a close. They get themselves out a little bit of a hole. Didn't quite set. Now we'll have a better look at it. Yeah, very good catch. Great piece of athleticism from Irwin. Just when it looked like possibly this game could be tied up, Counties putting that disappointment of Thursday behind them and looking like a very experienced side, not panicking.
How about the management of Mark Irwin there? Didn't go out to have a chat. You know, it was a big moment in the game. Trusts his young boy to do the job, and do the job he does.
Move to the bottom of the 6th. It is Counties, the home team for this game.
3 outs
2
away,
runs
Mark.
to 1. Yep, and they are 3 outs away from taking a bronze medal in this national championship. And they're a franchise who I think 4 years ago ended up winning the national title, but then the region as a whole sort of went into a little bit of a slump, and this is really sort of their first comeback season. And it's great that we've got another region showing plenty of depth. Great for the sport.
That's exactly right. As we see Murari come back out, he has been superb. In fact, all three pitches we've seen on display today have done a really good job. Counties have just taken their offensive opportunities a little better. Not much in this very tight ball game. Now looking for a little bit of some insurance runs. And we've got the heart of the counties order up to Dominic Elliott. See Randy Yard and Chris Richards, so the big guns on deck for counties. Can they extend that advantage? Just give a little bit of run support. Whether Irwin comes out looking for a complete game. Randy Yard, I know that arm is fatigued. There's no question that he would prefer not to pitch. Available if needed. Irwin's done such a good job that I think you'd send him back out again, at least for now, maybe with a slightly shorter leash.
So Dominic Elliott, big moment here.
Talented young player, Dominic Elliott. We saw him.
But he's going to have to test himself against a quality pitcher who is relatively new to New Zealand, first season over here. Swing at that first pitch though, we saw that in the previous inning. Not afraid counties to come out, be aggressive. There's a difference between being aggressive and being smart though. Need to maintain that composure. Oh, good time this time. That should be a comfortable out. So ground out to second base. It's a nice little 4-3 play. And one up, one down. So again, very good pitching from the Canadian, Dan Mawari.
You're not seeing too many players barrel up against them, are you? Weakly hit to the right side. So second look for Randy Yard at Dan Murari.
The battle of the North American pitchers. Both players probably with similar pathways travelled in their baseball careers. And this time he does first under it, and that catch should be taken comfortably in the outfield. That swirling breeze though makes those catches at times difficult. But this time, catches taken.
Two quick outs.
Yoshikawa in left field.
So now Chris Richards.
Well, he won the home run derby this time last year, so we know he can go big.
And one big home run already this tournament. Weakly hit off the end of the bat. Shortstop going back.
Shortstop, and that catch is taken nicely by Blake Wardrobe. And as simple as that, 3 up, 3 down. And now the last at bat for Central City. Can they score the tying run? Can they then possibly push this game into extra inning?
So Moari doing his job. And what are we going to see from manager Mark Irwin? He's coming over now. We're going to see some changes.
We're going to see a change on the mound. Is this where you bring in Randy Yard?
Possibly.
This is where we bring in Randy Yard to close this inning out.
I'm not sure.
Big decision to be made here. Sometimes you've
Yard
got
going
momentum.
out now. Is that Yard going to the mound, or is he going out to second base? Is he going out to second base, is he? Oh, no, it might be Randy Yard. It will be Randy Yard. So we're going to see a change in the infield because he was at second base. Is Richards going at the second?
Just look how relaxed and composed he looks.
How loose is that arm? Nathan Iton heading out as a defensive replacement. So I think he will go to second and Taylor will have come out of the game, maybe. Yep. So it'll be Iton to second. Randy Yard will take over on the mound. And Taylor Irwin's day is done. What a job from young Taylor Irwin.
3 outs away from a bronze medal at the National Club Championships for Counties Manukau.
And that's big, mate.
One run away for Auckland City to tie this up at 2 runs. 2 runs away from taking the lead.
It's big for a lot of these young counties players. Likewise, it would be for Central City if they were able to get up here and erase this deficit. Winning a bronze medal at the National Championships, not that easy.
We talk a lot about the Auckland Tuatara and we talk about the depth. Is there, opportunities for the likes of Dan Mawari? We know he's heading back to Canada. His wife's over here as a doctor. Have we seen enough from them to be potentially looked at by the Auckland Tuatara? Is it something Randy Yard would look at, even if it was just...
Randy's already been there or thereabouts. I think at this point in Randy's life, family and work possibly more important. and, well, not possibly, they are more important to him. Would he be good enough to play for the Auckland Tuatara? Absolutely no question. Randy Yard would be good enough now to play for the Tuatara. He's New Zealand eligible, so that really helps. He's already played for the New Zealand Diamond Blacks. He's been here long enough to be deemed a New Zealand citizen. And he starts ahead here with a strike. I think Randy just focusing more on family life, and there's a significant commitment to playing for Tuatara. It's more of a younger man's game.
Another strike, isn't it? Yeah. 0-2 immediately. 2 pitches, 2 strikes. He's a class act, isn't he? So Jimmy Hanara has a look at that. That must have been close, but ball high. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. And ground ball. Second base. Dan, the comfortable out. And nice little 4-3 plate. So 1 up, 1 down. Good start from Randy Yard. 2 outs away from a bronze medal for Counties Manukau. Dale Budge, a member of that squad. He'll probably run out there and grab the television, grab the limelight, won't you, Dale?
I've had my time. Look, it's been really awesome from my standpoint. It's been 10 years since I last played in a national tournament. To be able to represent my home province, my hometown. Pretty proud of coming from Counties Manukau, and Counties baseball wasn't around when I played the game. So
doing some great things. They've got a very good swim club out there. Pukekohe, of course, National Swim Championships underway tonight on Sky Next for the next 6 nights. National champs, Olympic qualifiers, and Pukekohe well and truly represented when it comes to elite swimming in this country as well. So a very strong region. And the ground ball again, just a repeat of the first out. A nice little 4-3 play, 2 up, 2 down, 1 out away from bronze medal for Counties.
Good job from Eisen there. Comes into the game late. This is a guy who's spent a lot of time in Western Australia. He's moved over to Hamilton, plays for the Hamilton Raiders in the local competition. He gets his opportunity to come up in the draft to play for Counties, and he's just made 2 outs.
Hiroki Fujimori connects that bat. Strike called. He just paints the outside corner of the plate. Randy Yard.
Geez, this is what you want from a closer. Just come in and fire strike after strike and put the heat back on the hitter. 1
out away. This time, ground. Catch be taken. No, it won't. Game on. 0-2. So, potentially 1 pitch away. Bronze medal for Counties. The New Zealand Baseball Senior Club Championships. It's been an intriguing contest. It's been a wonderful pitching display from Kosei Hirata out of Auckland Central, as well as Dan Mawari. Ground ball. Dan, runner on base. So game on.
Tying run at first base. Is there a twist left in this? Central looked dead and buried against Counties on Thursday. They fought their way back to grab a very important win. Don't think Counties won't have felt that. Had it not been for that, they might have been playing for a gold medal. They would have been playing for a gold medal this afternoon. Do not ride out Central.
Strike called. Randy Yard just shown all that experience, all of that composure. And a lot of these hitters would not have seen Randy Yard, not have faced him. Won't have a lot of information on him. They would have heard of the reputation. Gets him swinging, so 1 pitch away for Counties, 1 run away for Central in terms of tying this game up. Gets him swinging, it's all over, and there it is. Counties Manukau take the bronze medal in this United Airlines National Club Championships. Well done to Mark Irwin, the manager, and well done to the entire squad. Congratulations must go to Auckland City, though. It has been a wonderful game. Great pitching from both sides, and it came down to just the very small percentages in the end. On Thursday, it was the other way. It was a disappointing result for Counties Manukau, but they took from that game, they learnt from it, they moved on, they showed the composure in the key moments, and the bronze medal goes to the team from Counties in what has been an absorbing contest here at Lloyd Elsmore Park at Follett Field. So well done to Jamie Box, Taurari Jackson at shortstop, Dominic Elliott at centre field, Randy Yard, who played second base and then closed out the inning as a pitcher, Chris Richards, Taylor Irwin, Tyria Thompson, Connor Tyre, Ethan Copeland, and the rest of the squad, including my co-commentator, Dale Budge. Well, Taylor Irwin on the mound. If you look at that there, just giving up the 1 run in the second inning. He was brilliant through 6. Equally, Central City just giving up the 2 runs also in that second inning. It has been an absolute privilege and a pleasure. We got the gold medal match to come later on this afternoon in around about 45 minutes' time at 12:30. And just before we do, just sign off, just quick thoughts, Dale Budge, on that final this afternoon.
Oh, look, I think that'll do a lot for the young counties guys and some of the fringe players that came in through that draft system. Yeah, winning medals at national championships is not easy. As I say, it's been 10 years since I last played in them. You look back and you think, man, they're actually pretty special. So, yeah, some young guys that'll be encouraged. They'll probably be disappointed they weren't in the gold medal match. I think they're probably a good enough side to compete for a gold medal. They'll rue that Thursday performance, and this will just feel like a little bit of justice coming back. They earned it back.
And the final this afternoon?
Oh, look, cracking game. Yeah, really looking forward to it. I tell you, it'll be a really, really good performance to beat Bayside. I think the Bayside Wolves are a cut above everyone else. But this is baseball. North Shore are capable on their day of getting it right, and Bayside likewise are capable of not being quite at their best. So I think Bayside will go in as strong favourites, but yeah, really looking forward to it. So
12:30 this afternoon, it is the Bayside Wolves, the defending champions, up against North Shore in the final of the New Zealand Baseball Senior Club Men's Championship. On behalf of myself and Dale Budge, we look forward to having your company.